To the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. As usual, let us start with the snippets. The very first one, brought back with a bang, all about Bihar elections results based on that brought back with a bang. When a particular party gets a thumping majority, this expression is used, come back with a bang. 2 decades of incumbency is no burden for NDA as it scores a 4/5 majority, thanks largely to strong alliance, arithmetic, and women's support. There's one important word here, incumbency, anti incumbency. What is the meaning of incumbent? To be in power, to hold the office. Anti incumbency means against the ruling party. Within the party, someone opposes. Then we use anti incumbency. Outside, also, you can use against the government in power, against that government, anti incumbency. People of the state have expressed their confidence in our government by giving us a landslide mandate. All these words we have discussed many a time. Thumping majority and also landslide. You have to recollect anti. ANTE means before, and ANTI means against. Landslide mandate. Mandate means a verdict given by the public. For this, I bow to all the esteemed voters and express my heartfelt gratitude. Who says that? Nitish Kumar, Bihar Chief Minister. Coming to the main headline, NDA takes Bihar by storm. Ruling alliance defeats anti-incumbency, wins 202 seats in the 243-member House. BJP emerges as the single largest party, bags 89 seats with over 20% vote share. That is also quite impressive. Mahagathbandhan faces a crushing defeat, landslide victory, and also thumping majority positive. What is the opposite? Crushing defeat. Managing to secure victory in only 35 seats. You can see BJP party workers celebrating, winning cheers. BJP supporters celebrating after the party's victory in Patna on Friday. Obviously, that's what they have to do. Coming to the other headlines, here you can see Indian Air Force aircraft crashes near Chennai, pilot ejects safely. Any plane crash, you have to think of words like ship. First, you have to think of the word wreckage. But the word wreckage goes more with ships, ship wreck. That is a typical combination. You should also think of the word debris. Small parts scattered all over, we use the word debris. And coming to the next one, data privacy law comes into effect. Effect, you have to recollect. Effect is a verb. Effect can be a verb, can be a noun. Data privacy law. Data, again, you have to recollect. Datum, singular, data, plural. But data can also be a collective noun. Then we use a singular verb. The word data takes a singular verb as well as a plural verb. 2 years after Parliament approval. Coming to the next one. US approves major military sale to Taiwan. Goes with the defense. And the next one here. Delhi car blast accused house demolished. You all know the word demolish. Demolish the building. Pull down the building. You have to recollect immediately. That's all from the front page of today's Hindu paper. Let us go to editorial analysis. Today's editorial is all about US polity. And the government was shut down for many days. That problem has been sorted out. Against that backdrop, editorial has been written. And we have so many important words, about 20 plus. Let us see the words first, then we'll go to editorial analysis. Many words are new words and important words. What is the very first one? Have we got this before? I don't think so. tepid. Part of speech, adjective. Lukewarm. Lukewarm goes with response. Imagine when I ask questions, particular class, 200, 300 students, many students respond, then I say overwhelming response. Only a few respond, lukewarm response. Not enthusiastic, showing little interest or energy. Preclude, another important word we have got for the first time. Part of speech, verb, meaning to prevent something from happening, to make something impossible. What does it mean? Make something impossible. Tepid we haven't got. Sluggish has a different connotation, Shrikant. Sluggish goes more with you, the way you work, the way you move. Very lazy, very slow. Then we use the word sluggish. You can use as a synonym, but context is always important. Furlough, already we have got. To go on leave without payment. You are sent on leave, but no payment. Today I feel better. Thank you very much. Yesterday it was a bad sore throat. I was coughing while doing the session. I thought not advisable to continue, so I had to stop abruptly. Furlough means what? To be on leave without payment. Part of speech adjective can be a verb, meaning temporarily laid off or suspended from work without pay. Obviously, be on leave is one thing, be on leave and no payment, then we use this particular word. Coming to the next one, dubious. Many of our students know the meaning of the word dubious. Dubious means what? Doubtful. Dubious distinction, doubtful distinction. And what he says is not, imagine doubtful, then you have to use the word dubious claim. Part of speech adjective, simple word doubtful, questionable, not reliable or trustworthy. Prevail, I have already given many a time. Prevalence, widespread, that is one meaning. But prevail upon means to dominate, a different meaning altogether. Part of speech verb, to win, to triumph, to be more powerful or successful. In a particular situation, someone dominates, then we use the expression prevail upon someone or something. Plunge goes more with prices. Part of speech verb, to fall or go down suddenly, to move quickly downward or into something. The prices have plunged, the profits have plunged. An important word goes with business context. Filibuster, another important word. I don't think we have got this one. Have we got this word, filibuster? I don't think so. All pervasive, omnipresent, and ubiquitous. All these words you have to recollect. Part of speech noun, a political tactic in which lawmakers delay or block legislation by speaking for long periods. Someone wants to stop or block a particular law becoming active. They keep on speaking. That technique is called filibuster. An important word you have to remember. Next one, also used as a verb. Actually, it's a noun. To delay legislation this way. This way means what? Keep on speaking. Long periods. Gubernatorial, we have already got. Related to governor. This we have got. An important word, but I think we got last week. Part of speech adjective, related to a governor or the office of a governor. Envision, you have to think of part of speech verb, meaning to imagine or visualize something in the future. Visualize something, envision something, both mean the same. That is also an important word you have to remember. Ham-handed, we have got this also for the first time. Have you heard of this any time? I don't think so. Ham-handed. I'm a left-hander. What is the word for left-hander? Southpaw. And some people can use both the hands. What is the word? Ambidextrous. Let us see what it means, ham-handed. Clumsy, lacking skill, handled in a crude or insensitive way. You can also think of the word awkward. Awkward, clumsy, ham-handed, all mean the same. Now, we have never come across. Logjam we got last week. Part of speech noun, a serious blockage or deadlock preventing progress, especially in politics. When there are too many hurdles and progress is difficult, then we use the word log jam. We have got this. Acid test, an important idiom. Part of speech, idiom, do remember. A crucial test that decides the value, truth, or effectiveness of something. Another important idiom. Interview. Before the interview, someone may say, tomorrow's interview is an acid test for me. Important idiom. Next, embolden. Here we have the word bold. To have the courage, to give the courage. Northpaw. Southpaw, not northpaw. Part of speech verb, meaning to give someone the courage or confidence to do something. Resurgent, an important word. We have got a few times. Resurgence means a rebirth. What does it mean? A rebirth, revitalize, revamp, rebirth, resurgent. Part of speech adjective, arising, reviving, or becoming stronger again after a decline. But literal meaning, resurgence means rebirth. Important word. De facto, another important expression, a legal term, adjective or adverb, Latin term used in English, existing in fact, even if not legally or officially recognized. Today, if you take our polity, the president is the de jure head of the country, but who has the powers? The prime minister has the powers. The de facto head of the country is the prime minister. Simple, easy to remember that way. Coming to the next one, referendum, another word that goes with polity. Part of speech noun, a vote by the public on a specific political question or issue. Entire country wants to decide. Then they give the public the right to vote whether to become this, to go this side or to go that side. And the entire country participates in the decision making. That is known as a referendum, an important word. Ale or aisle, I suppose. S is silent, part of speech noun. A passageway between rows of seats, but in politics a different meaning. Across the aisle means what? Cooperation between opposing parties. Opposing parties, in this context, Democrats and Republicans, they cooperate, then we use this one. Purview, another important word, a range of authority, part of speech noun. Under the collector's purview means what? Under his authority. A range of authority, control, or concern, the scope of something. Under whose purview is that? A typical question we ask. Cohort, and another important word, a group of people with a shared characteristic, experience, or category. Simply remember part of speech noun and remember a group of people with similar interests or ideas. Alienate, generally I tell students, tribal alienation means to get isolated, not to be part of the mainstream. Part of speech verb, to make someone feel isolated, estranged. Estranged means what? Separated. Hostile. Hostile generally we don't use here. To turn someone away, okay. How many words have we got? 20. Let us go to the editorial. Sometimes what happens, we get editorials which are very simple. You may have 5 or 6 words, but sometimes we have 20, 15 plus, 20 plus, 30 plus. Then you got to spend time. You have to know all the words, and that will help in the long run. How does it start? Tepid relief, temporary relief, on the end of the shutdown in the US. In the US, shutdown, you all know, longest ever. I think 43 days government shutdown. And the US, you have to recollect important examples like the Netherlands, the Philippines, the Irish Republic. The US, the UK, everyone knows. What is the main idea? The ending of the shutdown does not preclude other crises. Crisis singular, crisis plural. That also you have to recollect. President Donald Trump has garnered the dubious honor. There's another word. Garner means to gather. Donald Trump has gathered the dubious honor, means doubtful honor. An important word here, it is not honor. H is silent. What are we supposed to say? Honor. Because H is silent, we have to say, it is an honor. He is an honest man. This also you have to recollect. President Donald Trump has garnered the dubious honor of presiding over the longest federal government shutdown in US history. Longest federal government shutdown in US history. How long? A 43-day spiral of economic uncertainty and gloom. What is the meaning of gloom? Being sad, sadness, melancholy, being the blues. All these you have to recollect. That was finally terminated this week. Terminate means what? To bring to an end, luckily. Plunging the lives of. Plunge means what? To go down suddenly, dive suddenly. Plunging the lives of. Who are the people who got affected? Plunging the lives of nearly 1.4 million furloughed and pay denied. They had to go on leave, they were not paid the salaries. Furloughed and pay denied federal employees into chaos. Chaos means what? Total confusion, a chaotic situation. Mr. Trump and his Republican colleagues in Congress appear to prevail over, dominate in this context, the hopes of Democrats to extend health insurance subsidies for low income Americans set to expire at the end of 2025. So, Democrats could not show their might. Finally, what happened? Republicans, they could dominate. Prevail upon means dominate. In return, they conceded precious little. Concede, defeat. It goes with what? Defeat. Initially, you refuse to accept, but finally, you accept your defeat. Then we say, conceded the defeat after initial resistance. In return, they conceded precious little, means nothing. The assurance of holding a vote in the US Senate on the subsidies, but not a vote in the House of Representatives, and no promise to support by Republicans for the Democrats' position on the subject. No promise support by Republicans for the Democrats' position on the subject. That means they have achieved nothing. But finally, the whole thing has come to an end, fortunately. However, Republican lawmakers won by 60 votes against 40 in the Senate to end the shutdown deadlock on Sunday. How could they end the shutdown? They could get 60 out of, and Democrats got 40. How did it happen to end the shutdown deadlock on Sunday? Only because 8 Democrats broke with their party ranks to support the package to fund some federal agencies and policies for the entire fiscal year and others until January 30, 2026. I think some Democrats came from the party's fold and they have joined the hands with the Republicans. How many of them? 8 Democrats broke with their party ranks to support the package. That's why they could prevail, Republicans. A triumphant Mr. Trump vowed to press on with his campaign, pledged or promised to press on with his campaign to end the congressional filibuster. Means what? Keep on talking to block something, especially a law. Filibuster. The practice visualized to be a means to check hasty or ham-handed legislative action. Why do they resort to filibuster technique? Why do they delay, make things get delayed? Because the issue in hand could be someone is trying to do it in a hasty manner or someone is trying to handle it in a clumsy manner. Here, hasty or ham-handed legislative action, clumsy, awkward, deployed by Democrats on this occasion to fight for affordable health care for low-income families. It's all about affordable health care for low-income families in the US. While breaking the log jam means a situation where too many hurdles or impediments for progress, then we use the word log jam. In a way, deadlock. While breaking the log jam in Congress will come as a relief to many, It is hard to understate the impact of the shutdown on the economy. Already damage has happened because of the shutdown, 43 days. A lot of damage already happened. Now we cannot change it also. This talks about the same. It is hard to understate the impact of the shutdown on the economy, which saw the suspension of a range of public services, including flights, a setback to routine functions in sectors such as food and nutrition benefits, including food stamps or food coupons for the poor, early learning programs for poorer families, and those relating to Internal Revenue Service, national parks, and social services more broadly. Last week also, I did one editorial. There we came across these words, some of these words, if you guys remember. This sentence talks about the negative impact and the damage, already damage happened based on that. Yet, contrasting word, the sheer muscle power that Republicans enjoy through their control of both houses of Congress helped them put Democrats on the back foot. Means you can't fight. Be on the back foot means you try to defend yourself. You cannot be aggressive. Because of their dominance in both the houses, put them put Democrats on the back foot on the shutdown issue. Despite the latter's victory, latter, very important. Former means first in position, latter means second in position. Here, first in position is what? Republicans. Second in position, Democrats. And recently they have won. Democrats have won. And Trump, Republicans, they got upset because of that development. Latter's victory in the recent mayoral, gubernatorial, governor-related, and other state-level elections. However, the acid test means important test in the swing of the power pendulum between Mr. Trump, emboldened to get the courage by the margin of his win at the ballots in last year's presidential election, and resurgent Democratic lawmakers, rebirth, coming up again, Democrats are coming up. Resurgent Democratic lawmakers will be next year's midterm elections. It seems in the US, next year, midterm elections, there will come to know. You can also say, Naidu, very good, litmus test, acid test, litmus test. Then we'll come to know to what extent people are unhappy with the Trump, to what extent they want the Democrats to come back, bounce back. This will serve as a de facto referendum on the Trump administration's job performance and will principally include within its purview a range of framework, authority, economic policy issues impacting ordinary Americans, such as jobs, as well as questions on healthcare, education, and immigration. All these topics are in the limelight ever since Donald Trump became the president of the US for the second term. These issues have been in the limelight: healthcare, education, immigration. Unless Republicans give some quarter to their liberal and progressive colleagues across the aisle, they face the risk of isolating a sizable cohort group of voters in the months ahead. Some people may oppose Republicans. That's all about today's editorial. Let us go to the questions. Based on this editorial comprehension skill, what is the central argument of the passage? Try to respond. Yes, Vishnu, you have to recollect unless, until, till, all negative words. Unless expresses a condition, until, till express time. No difference between until, till. Initially, 17th century, until came into existence. Over a period of time, it became till. The shutdown's end offers limited comfort, tepid, temporary, as deeper political and economic problems persist. Very good. Answer is B. I think many students have got it right. Which of the following best describes the tone of the passage? Tone. Celebratory and optimistic, nothing to celebrate as such. Neutral and descriptive, no. Critical and cautionary. Criticize, critical, and cautionary, a word of caution. Answer is what? C is the answer. Humorous and casual, sympathetic and emotional. Writers won't be emotional, that too editorials. Yes, good. What does the passage imply about the Democrats' position during the shutdown? During the shutdown, what was Democrats' position? What does the passage imply about that? They unanimously blocked the funding bill until their demands were met. They were politically divided, leading to the passage of the bill. Third one is what? They were politically divided, leading to the passage of the bill. They gained more leverage over Republicans by the end. Their healthcare subsidy proposal was accepted in full. They refused to compromise on any issue. They were divided. No, answer is B. Because they were divided, the bill was passed. B is the answer. According to the passage, which factor most contributed to Republicans prevailing in the shutdown deadlock? Republicans could prevail, means dominate, because of one particular factor. What is that factor? Strong public support. Their control of both chambers of Congress, hold that one. Trump's willingness to negotiate. Waves of new policy proposals, support from state governments. No. They had the control, both the houses, the control of both chambers of Congress. B is the answer. Good. What can be inferred about the economic consequences of the shutdown? Shutdown made a negative impact. So what is the economic dimension? Economic consequences. The economy was mostly unaffected. Only high-income households suffered serious losses. Public services and vulnerable populations were significantly disrupted. Answer should be C. Yes. Naidu, first one to respond, then Vishnu, Sangeeta, and Purnima. Very good. Ganga, Sukesh. That's all for today. And we have been uploading the PDF. But if you ask me, sir, where? Telegram group. So try to access the PDF because there are 20 words and many words are important words we have come across for the first time. That will help in the long run. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. And Monday, as usual, I will bring the mini mocks as well. Thank you very much.